Hi Nels.
Hi.
So here we are in London, in your home in London, in Westminster, doing another video on therapy with Nels. And I've got a question for you. Before I ask that question, I just want to dedicate this video to Andrew on your request. So here we go. A lot of people struggle with the idea of being alone. Maybe they've literally come out of a relationship breakup or something like that. Or they've moved even to a completely new area, they don't know anyone, or they've suffered a bereavement. But why is it so difficult to face the idea for many people of being alone?
Okay, so being alone and being on our own. There are various reasons why we struggle with this. And as always, I like to go back to the childhood. So as children, when we are alone, it's often because we are being punished in some way. We're being punished for being naughty. So it's that sense of being excluded for something that we've done wrong. So that's one thing. The other thing is that as children, we are constantly being educated and told what to do and advised and criticised by our parents for getting things wrong, making mistakes, being naughty. And that's very confusing for us, and it gives us what we call the universal core belief of not being good enough and not being loved enough, and that there's something wrong with us. Because it's very hard for us to understand as children what being naughty means and what being good means. So as we get older and we go into teenage and then adulthood, when we're alone, we find that we have the critical voice in our head, which is partly our own voice and partly the voice of our parents, say our mums and our dads, who brought us up. So we naturally look to blame ourselves, criticise ourselves, and judge ourselves when negative things happen to us.
Right, okay. So what should we be doing then?
Well, what serves us is, I guess, what I call the golden key, which is kindness. Being kind to ourselves, whereby we can look back at the past and what's happened to us, and rather than being critical, judging and blaming, is to concentrate on how we feel about it, which we tend to want to avoid our feelings because they're uncomfortable. We don't like to feel ashamed or sad or frightened or angry. So we try to avoid those feelings, lock them up into a box and go straight to the negative thinking, which doesn't serve us. So instead it's about, this has happened to me, my boyfriend's left me. First of all, how do I feel about that? What are the uncomfortable feelings it's bringing up? What can I take responsibility for and be accountable for, and then work that out? And then deal with the feelings. Face the feelings, those four main emotions: anger, sadness, fear and shame. Process them in a way that you're being kind to yourself by saying, now how can I make myself feel better, having had this experience? How can I move on as a better person? How can I learn and grow? Rather than beating yourself up by being your own worst enemy rather than your own best friend, by focusing on the other person or the other people and asking yourself questions that you don't know the answer to.
Yeah.
Like, why did he leave me? And then looking for reasons why he left you. I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too young, I'm too old. I did this wrong, I did that wrong. And you'll never know the answer to those questions. So if you keep the focus on you and how you're feeling, what you're responsible for, what you're accountable for, and then how you can move forward, you can answer those questions, and it's a working model for you, which will give you confidence and self-esteem and a sense of being in control, because you are managing yourself. So, controlling the fear, as always, the fear, the doubt and the possibility of rejection, and then controlling the three worst enemies, which are blame, judgment and criticism, and using that golden key, which is kindness to self.
Okay, brilliant. Hopefully that's going to help people that are in that situation and worried about being alone. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks, Nels.